Appeasing KS Eshwarappa seems to be a very difficult task. There are pushes and pulls from all sides. What's the story like? Without sitting on any political judgment, if there is one man who has had one of the most controversial and checkered political journeys, starting the last assembly elections to this general elections in Karnataka, then it has to be KS Eshwarappa, the man who decided to rebel against state BJP when his son K.E. Kantesh was denied a BJP ticket for the Haveri Lok Sabha seat. Eshwarappa, while accusing the father-son duo of B.S. Yediyurappa and Vijayendra as selfish and self-obsessed, decided to walk the path alone and signed up to fight as an independent from Shivamogga against B.S. Yediyurappa's other son, Raghavendra. Later, what many said was to appease Eshwarappa, he was called to Delhi for a meeting with none other than Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and was later royally snubbed, as people saw it, when the meeting was abruptly cancelled. Eshwarappa just had to come back home, rather to Bengaluru. But then Eshwarappa converted that also to a political opportunity and said, and I am quoting him here, he said, "I received a call from Mr. Shah on Tuesday morning when he arrived in Bengaluru, during which he invited me to Delhi to discuss in person the reasons for my rebellion. But after coming to Delhi, I got a call from his office stating that he's not available to meet me. This means that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mr. Shah want me to contest and defeat Mr. Raghavendra to teach a lesson to Mr. Yediyurappa, who's practicing politics of dynasty. I'm returning to Shivamogga with the blessings of Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah to contest against Mr. Yediyurappa's son. I will win the polls and strengthen Modi's hands." The rebel leader, who claims that he's contesting with the blessings of Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi, reportedly used the Prime Minister photograph in his campaign, which annoyed many in the BJP. Eshwarappa has now filed a caveat in the local court stating that he should not be stopped from using Modi's picture during electioneering. But then leader of opposition R. Ashoka, very important man in the party, also raised an objection, and he said it is a government event, then the photo of Modi can be used as he's the Prime Minister. But when it is about political matters other than the BJP, no other party has the legal right to use it. The photo is being used in an unauthorized manner and the party's legal team is looking into it. Vijayendra was not at all amused, and both as a party president and also obviously as Raghavendra's brother, and he said openly that he wanted Eshwarappa to support Raghavendra and that the senior leader should try talking to central leadership. Eshwarappa then retorted. He said if he is so confident that Eshwarappa will talk to BJP central leaders in Delhi, and if you want me to not to contest the election, then resign from the BJP state president post. What this means is that Eshwarappa has perhaps taken his revenge on the BJP's top leadership by creating such a confusion amongst the minds of who? The electorate. Do they vote for Raghavendra or do they vote for Eshwarappa, who was best buddies with, Yediyurappa? What do they do? Which way should they go? And to speak more on this, I've got two guests. Vijay Grover, who's a senior journalist, and also Professor Chambi Puranik, who's a very well-known political analyst. First up, let me go to Professor Chambi Puranik. Professor Saab, namaskara. Great to have you on the show. This is like a film starring Eshwarappa, 70 mm. You know, he's angry. And my question is, don't you think, because see, Professor Puranik, people have always seen him as the best buddy standing next to B.S. Yediyurappa. Do you think he will spoil the chances for the BJP, at least in Shivamogga, sir?
I think it's a very unfortunate saga of two tall leaders of BJP who struggled for last 40 years as brothers and going on cycle, scooter and whatnot, the hardships, both of them. I think Eshwarappa has definite grounds. But I am told, my own circle, because I am intimately connected with the state politics and also national politics. But the survey, it seems, gave an indication that if his son is given MP seat, he will not be able to win the seat, and that Congress will take advantage of this and all that, because Kurubas are there in I think about 1/4 or 1/5 number. All Kurubas will not vote because Siddaramaiah is also OBC leader. Eshwarappa also is a OBC leader, Kuruba, and he wanted to start Sangoli Rayana Brigade, which BJP prevented those days. Now they are paying the price. If only he had started that Sangano Rayana Brigade, I think half of the Kuruba votes would have been with BJP forever. That is the kind of clout or influence Mr. Eshwarappa has got. Second thing is, it's a comedy of errors because see, he is now, I think, blaming only Yediyurappa and his son,
Yes.
Vijayendra, who is the president, that they are responsible. I think that itself is a very frustrated or escapist answer that he is giving. He is trying to put pressure on the center, saying that there must be some kind of definite give and go, or whatever give and take between me and the central government. So therefore, I think when Amit Shah called him, he shouldn't have made it public. He should have gone silently, saying that, I am going to meet some of my well-wishers in Delhi. And you could have sought the help of Mr. Amit Shah. I don't think Prime Minister would have interfered in there because it will be a last word. So therefore, I consider this as a kind of pressure tactic from Mr. Eshwarappa. Third thing is, I learned from Shivamogga, I called people from Shivamogga.
All right.
They say that there also, he will not be in a position to make a big dent into the BJP votes that is there. If at all, if it helps, it will help Congress, in terms of the OBCs and minority votes that are there. Because minorities are already with Congress. So how can BJP lose the votes of Kurubas or OBCs and others?
Professor, So, okay, Professor, you have a very, very strong argument there saying that the surveys are showing and he may not. But the point is that it is all about perception, sir. You only started the conversation by saying we all remember him going on bicycles, him and Yediyurappa. We all remember, we've read about it, not that I was around that time, but then one remembers that. The point is, he knows the internal wiring and working of the BJP, particularly when Yediyurappa is at the helm of affairs. Look at the khichdi that they have made. They have given Haveri to former Chief Minister Bommai. You see, at one time, Bommai and Yediyurappa were not getting along. Now it seems that they have ganged up against Eshwarappa. My whole point is that a man who was responsible for 40% Sarkara and was ostracized, they said it is because of him that we lost the election. Everyone said, after the Congress won the election, they said one of the reasons is this man, Eshwarappa. I am just saying, in a game of perception, don't you think that Eshwarappa, he must know very well, old horse, old wolf, old fox that he is, that he may not win. But what is preventing him from spoiling the chances of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Professor? After all, politics is also like war.
I agree with your analysis. Why, he can damage the chances of Raghavendra by saying that, look, here is a dynastic approach for which the BJP is opposed to it in principle. But in the case of Mr. Yediyurappa, his son, and now an MP candidate, son is a Congress president, I think, in public perception, definitely what you are saying is right. But, in politics, caste also plays important role also. Because, see, Yediyurappa has, waited for his son to become president of BJP in the state, I think with nearly for 6 months. So he has succeeded. Because of Lingayat votes in other parts of the state, especially in North Karnataka and Central Karnataka, I think, the High Command also has yielded to the pressure tactics of Mr. Yediyurappa. I do agree with you. I certainly feel very sad for Mr. Eshwarappa for having faced this situation. But I think it's better to be inside than go out and get defeated or defeat Raghavendra. You see, you are creating double jeopardy for your own party, where you say Modi is in my heart, but I am against Yediyurappa and his family and all. So that itself shows his political approach itself is a little bit hasty, and also he is not in a position to rescue himself from the present plight also. But what will happen if if both of them lose the case? Congress will gain by default.
Exactly, that's what I said, that appeasing Eshwarappa, it may spoil the game for the BJP, whether it's this way or that way. And Professor Chambi Puranik, it's also a fact that there was a big revolt against Vijayendra. Leaders came to Delhi to meet the central leadership. Now Raghavendra is there, and the Lingayats and the Vokkaligas both were very angry with the BJP because of the treatment which was meted out to BSY. when he was taken screaming and shouting. Also the
Yeah,
Vokkaligas. Yes, I am saying even caste-wise, sir, you know, it seems like this is not going to be an easy run for the BJP, because now Eshwarappa will say, I sat out of the government because they said you sit out, I sat out, I never came for the meeting. Now, even during Lok Sabha, look at that, dynastic politics, result is Raghavendra, whereas I've been left alone, my son, we are both sitting outside. So, this entire emotional game, do you think this emotional game will be advantageous for Eshwarappa?
I don't think, from the whatever the knowledge I have about Shivamogga Lok Sabha constituency, because Mr. Eshwarappa has got a lot of public sympathy. Definitely, that he should make use of it in the party itself, because he will never go to Congress, because I think his DNA will never permit him to join Congress or take support. He has said that Eshwarappa has planned to put a very weak candidate against his son Raghavendra. Like that, it is there. But I think this is a protest, and that protest should not be very expensive or costly or suicidal for Eshwarappa. This is what my concern for Eshwarappa, because he is a very important leader. This should not have gone like this. And BJP High Command also, I think, there may be some groups within the BJP anti-Eshwarappa group, which may be prompting Eshwarappa to continue, whatever may be the result. You continue and we will see that you are brought back to BJP once you are expelled and all that. All such things can happen, because, politicians are known for such maneuvering and such low-level games, etc.
Absolutely.
So therefore, I feel that Eshwarappa should have introspected and should have bargained with Amit Shah and Modi, going with the top leaders instead of a state leader like Eshwarappa. Afterwards, you would have got whatever you wanted, definitely. But whatever.
But Eshwarappa is an old fox. He knows that Mr. Modi and Amit Shah matter more, perhaps, than
Yediyurappa may be crafty. He may be crafty. He may be selfish. But now, at the time of election, I think you should not, pray for this kind of game. That's how I feel. That's what I am saying. That Yediyurappa and BSY should come back, so join together and see that Mr.
Let's wait for the day when that happens. We will wait for it. But as of now, Professor Chambi Puranik.
It should happen. Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Yes, on that very, very optimistic note, thank you so much, Professor Chambi Puranik.